think there's a trend towards more complexity, so curvature and shape, and we're seeing that in buildings generally because the architecture has moved into a digital format. So creating sculpted forms is now just as easy to define as rectilinear orthogonal buildings were on a drawing board. Now all of these shapes are kind of becoming easier for architects to manipulate and to play with, and there's therefore an expectation that we can design facades to fit these complex buildings. And glass has a great advantage in being, when you heat it, becoming a viscoelastic material, you can make these complex shapes. The big challenge is to be able to make them economically and repeatably and of good quality.
I think probably the easy answer that everyone want to give is, how big can you make it? That's interesting, but that's not what gets me excited. It's the age of performance. Products that can continue to increase energy efficiency, less energy use, and what would really be fantastic is finding a way with glass that can incorporate some type of regenerative energies, something that can actually tap solar and get a product out of it, something that can do something with wind, something can do something with water. We're looking for performance, and we're looking for ways to increase performance.
We still see a strong trend towards a glass building. Of course, size is always an issue. People continue to want to have large pieces of glass. Capabilities now in Europe are quite well now to get like big pieces of glass. In the US, and that's where a lot of my work is. In the US, it's still not so available, larger pieces of glass. So we do import a lot for some projects. So that's certainly a trend that's ongoing.
The thermal performance of facades is getting more and more stringent. So, having said that, we're still way behind European countries. Thermal breaks is only just, it's a struggle for years to get people to use thermal breaks. Now it's only just being accepted, and only on fixed panels. So we haven't even gone into thermally broken systems on doors, windows, sliding doors, and all that sort of thing. So
another huge trend is shaping glass, whether that's hot bend, laminated bend, or cold bend. So for the glass industry, that really I see as a huge trend. Being able to provide warranties for cold bend glass, that's something that the industry has to work on for sure, because at this point there's always a huge hesitation, and there has to be more research on durability of edge seals for these kinds of IGUs that are being exposed to like stresses in the seal. That's another trend, geometry. Hot bend glass is still like a huge trend. So there, of course, again, quality. If you have to go to a heat strengthened glass, you have anisotropies that continue to be an issue. When you go to a slumped process, of course, you don't have that issue. But yeah, shaping, the architectural trend of shaping buildings is strong, very, very strong. And so how do we shape the architecture? By shaping the glass.